Philadelphia Eagles. Both teams trying to square things away in what would be an important third game. And for Wayne Font's team, losers to Minnesota on the road in week 1. Not impressive in beating Tampa Bay last week. The Eagles have won the toss. They'll get the ball first. Jason Hansen will kick off. Back deep is Derek Witherspoon and Mark Say for the Eagles. And the kick goes into the end zone, and it will be Witherspoon running it out 4 yards deep. Witherspoon hit and dropped at about the 17-yard line. So Rodney Peete, who had a subpar game with 3 interceptions Monday against the Green Bay Packers, but starred against his former team in the playoffs last year. The offensive line, and we'll see the veteran Guy McIntyre rotate with Joe Panos and Lester Holmes in the guard position this afternoon. Ricky Waters, the key running back. You'll see Kevin Turner with more action. The wide receivers and rookie Jason Dunn gets the start at tight end. Starting from the 17. Ricky Waters up the middle, gets running room, and Ricky Waters, with a big gain on first down, is knocked out of bounds by Corey Raymond. And what a start for the Eagles, a gain of 53 yards on the first play of the game.
And they had to start strong, and it had to come from the running game. And if you're going to have the running game, it's got to come inside. Watch the inside 3. Raleigh McKenzie, Lester Holmes inside. Good double team there, and then look at him coming back. That's what you have to do. Ricky Waters has the great vision. He's got size, and he's got speed. When you have that, you get 53 yards and a great start for the Philadelphia Eagles.
53-yard gain. That's the second longest gain of the season for the Eagles. They have a first down on the Lion 31. And again, they go to Waters, and he is tackled by Stephen Boyd after a gain of about 4. Defensively for the Detroit Lions, who have allowed only 1 offensive touchdown in the first 2 games. Luther Ellis vastly improved after moving from end to tackle. Henry Thomas, one of the best. The linebackers are Boyd, Michael Brooks, and Antonio London on the outside. And the secondary, Raymond, Malone, Blades, and McNeil. Secondary, the Eagles feel they can work on. Second down and 6. Dunn, the tight end, goes in motion. And the pass to Turner, the fullback, short of the first down by a couple of yards, with Michael Brooks making the play.
So when you look at this Philadelphia Eagle team, 96 after 2 weeks, you know, what really pops out at you is, first of all, they've got to run the football. And then Rodney Peete as a quarterback. Look, Rodney Peete is a mechanic. He's not going to win the whole game all by himself. He needs help. And in order for him to do his best, he needs a strong running game. And he can't turn the ball over, because when they didn't do that in the first half of Washington, he looked great.
Third down and 2. Pete's toss out of the backfield to Turner, and he does not get the first down.
That's good defense.
Great defense. Greg Jeffries, one of the dime backs, came up to force the play, and that will bring up.
That's a nice job by Ryan McNeil. See what they try to do? They try to pick out there. And the Lions read it perfectly. Fryer came underneath. They got Turner out in the flat. The Lions read it. They set up 4th down. And hey, Ray Rhodes, he's going to drop a bomb right here. He says, look, we're going to win. We got to be tough. You win with short yardage toughness. And here it comes.
4th down and less than a yard. Quarterback sneak. And Rodney Peete,
I like that.
That's the first down.
I like that, because you know what Ray Rhodes did right there? Ray Rhodes is about toughness. His team is about toughness. You judge the character and toughness of a team. You know, Howie Long's tough guys. You look at Ray Rhodes and you say, you know, I'd have to look at Ray Rhodes, because short yardage and goal line is where toughness comes from. And if you can't run 6 inches to a foot and get it, you're not a tough enough football team.
And if they had settled the field goal, it would have let the air out of the balloon. So already more rushing yards in this game than the entire 4 quarters against Green Bay. Rodney Peete has no receivers, takes off, and picks up about 5 yards.
And one of the unused weapons of the Philadelphia Eagles is a rookie, Jason Dunn, number 87. Watch him right here. Now, he's a big kid. He's a strong kid, but he's really raw. But if you're going to get production like that out of him, you're going to have he's got all kinds of potential, and you're going to have that much better of an offense because if you run the football, want to run the football effectively, your tight end has to do the job.
Rodney Peete is not wearing the knee brace that he wore in the first game of the season. Here comes the blitz, and the pitch is to Kevin Turner. Turner around the corner, maybe short of the first down by a yard. Benny Blades making the play, but the Eagles impressive, getting a big boost and igniting the crowd on Ricky Waters' 53-yard run on the first play from scrimmage.
I'll tell you what I like what I see right now out of Rodney Peete. John Gruden, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, he's letting Peete call a lot of plays at the line of scrimmage. It comes up, you're getting a lot of audibles. And when you do that, you start putting a little bit more, there's Johnny Gruden, you start putting a little more confidence into your quarterback.
A lot of check with me at the line. 3rd and 1, and here is Waters. First down and more. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 11 yards for Ricky Waters, and if anything can get a team out of the doldrums, it is a first drive as impressively as the Eagles ran that one.
I want you to watch the left side of this offensive line. Right over here. These guys just come off the ball. Nice job by Panos. Nice job by Brooks. See how they get people going this way? And here comes the receiver. Heck, you just run right up inside. That's good offensive football. And a nice job of Irvin Fryer. Irvin Fryer was the key. Fryer did his job by being a blocker and not a receiver.
And here is Gary Anderson with the extra point. It is good, and the Eagles lead 7-0. Ricky Waters with his second touchdown rushing. This from 11 yards as the Eagles impressive on their first series of the game. Move on top 7-0. Ricky Waters with 53 yards on the first play of the game, 67 total rushing yardage. Remember, the Eagles
not a bad start.
Converted a 4th and 1.
Not a bad start.
Tom Hutton kicking off. Glenn Milburn and Aubrey Matthews deep. And it's returned by Glenn Milburn as the Lions have yet to really get dividends from Milburn yet, and a great special teams play by Derek Witherspoon.
Yeah, but where they have gotten dividends is out of, look at it, I want you to watch Irvin Fryer right here. The 13-year receiver, Howie Long put him on his tough guy list. Here's why. You know, he goes inside. I mean, he didn't back away at all. That's head up and face right to the safety, and he knows it. I mean, that's what football's all about. Irvin Fryer, that will go unnoticed, but Fryer was the key to the touchdown.
And he missed practice on Friday because of the injury he had. First down for the Lions, starting from their 28. Here's Barry Sanders looking for running room and getting it, and Sanders gets a Lion first down beyond the 40-yard line. So Scott Mitchell struggling at the 4 interceptions in week 1. Quarterback for the Lions and under intense pressure. Roberts, Compton, Glover, Conover, and Zephros Moss playing despite not being 100%. The wide receivers, of course, Moore, Morton, and Perriman. Sloan, the tight end. First down for the Lions on their 41, and again Barry Sanders. And Sanders brings it out beyond the 45, where Michael Zordich makes the play. Defensively for the Eagles, and they're coming in playing the nickel to start. There is their defensive line. They're going to move Zordich up from the secondary to linebacker with William Thomas. And they'll have 5 defensive backs. Don Griffin, a corner, along with Taylor and Vincent. Wilburn and rookie Brian Dawkins will be the safeties. Second down and 6. On the 45 of Detroit. Penalty flag down. And our first of the game. Referee Jerry Austin.
Before the snap, false start. Number 80. 5 yards. It's still second down.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 after the penalty.
You look at Wayne Fonts and his Detroit Lions, and you look at that offense, and you really are your eyes all get focused on Scott Mitchell. And you know he's jumping around back there right now. He's not the same guy he was a year ago. He's got to get back to the basics of quarterbacking and settle himself down. I think he's confident in this offense. He's just not settled in it.
Second down and 11. Mitchell dumps it off out of the backfield to Sanders.
And that's how you do it. That's good stuff right there. You see that? He looks downfield. You start stretching things off. And look, it's not there. Just relax. There's Barry Sanders. You know, pick up a first down. Throw it. set up 3rd and short or whatever it is. You don't have to be a world beater, but you got to get your feet under you, and you got to get some confidence, some continuity in the offense. Just dump it off.
And he's got a lot of weapons to dump it off, too, and could use them all. 3rd down and less than a yard.
Ghost
In Eagle territory.
Quarterback sneak.
And Mitchell may have enough for the first down.
They spread everybody out. You motion Barry Sanders out of there, and then you have to account for him, so you move another defender out, and then you just run your quarterback sneak inside.
It is a first down for the Lions, who have not scored in the first quarter in their first 2 games of the season. Remember, this was the #1 offensive unit last year in the league. Eagles jumping on top of the Lions on their first possession, leading 7-0. First down on the Philadelphia 49. Here's Sanders. Sanders picking up nearly 3. William Fuller, the defensive end, making the tackle.
You know, the biggest thing with a quarterback, and this is what's kind of confusing because Sanders is leading the league, but a quarterback, when he's on, his running game is really running. And Barry Sanders is leading the league right now. And Sanders has just been unbelievable because he's been the one thing that they've been able to come back to time and time again.
2nd and 8 on the 47. The Eagles showing blitz don't come. And Mitchell
Now he's panicked.
sidearms it under some pressure intended for Brett Perriman.
And there's good coverage down the field, and then there's also a little bit of panic right there by number 19. Here's the big thing. You heard Terry Bradshaw talking about it. You got Herman Moore in the slot, and you singled up Perriman outside. He's working down here on Troy Vincent. He's looking all the way. This doesn't even exist. He's looking here the whole time. Nice coverage. He got some pressure, and then he just kind of did too much there at the end.
3rd down and 8. Mitchell looking right.
Panic.
Can't go that way. Takes off. And Mitchell dives for the sticks and may have the first down.
Yeah,
it's
thanks
very
to
close.
Barry Sanders. Did you see that, Dick?
Yes, I did.
Barry Sanders, at the end, he saw it. Mitchell comes out. He's looking to the 2 receiver side, okay? He's looking up top. He never looks to the left at all. That's his first mistake. Then after he doesn't see it, he gets a little bit of panic. Now watch Sanders. He chips on Mamula. Now he goes out. He has Zordich. Let's see him. Now, come on this way. Now watch. I'm going to make you get the first down. Just stay with the block. That's some good football. Urban Fryer first, and now Barry Sanders.
1st and 10 on the 39. Penalty flag is down as Sanders running. Changes in the Eagles defense. Kevin Johnson and Brett Hall, the starting tackles, replaced by Hollis Thomas and Ronnie Dixon inside. And Mark Gunn in for Mike Mamula. So we're seeing the depth in the Eagles line today.
Number 96, lined up in the neutral zone. Defense offsides. 5 yards. Repeat first down.
5-yard penalty against Philadelphia. But let's take a closer look on how the Lions have struggled offensively.
You look at all this stuff. This one is amazing to me. You know, 3rd down percentage, 25%. That's not good enough. And then you have to look at the passing game, only 180 yards a game. Last year, you can see 275 yards a game. They've been unbelievable.
First down and 5. Here is Sanders. Tries to break a tackle and is stopped by James Willis, but only a yard short of another Lions first down.
Well, and when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, and you look at that defense, and you look at Monday night, what Green Bay did to them, they just pounded them. You have to think that Detroit's going to come in here and do the same thing. And by doing that, what they're trying to do is draw the coverage back up. There's Emmett Thomas, the defensive coordinator, and he's aware of it. They're going to draw that intermediate coverage up, and then that starts to open things up for Herman Moore in the intermediate game.
2nd and 1, and Sanders may be stopped in his bid for a first down. There was Willis again with a 2nd straight play. And remember, when you fall behind and make 3 turnovers in the first quarter, down against a tough Green Bay team on the road, the chances are slim you're going to come back against that team.
Yeah, but the other thing is you have to play tough, and they didn't. And they played stupid on Monday night. I mean, there were some things that happened that was just dumb football, and that's what really concerned Ray Rhodes.
10th play of the drive coming up. It'll be 3rd and 1. Near the bottom of the league in 3rd down conversions. And a play fake and a rollout. Mitchell's pass caught by Herman Moore and out of bounds, but not before the Lions pick up a first down inside the 20 with the rookie Brian Dawkins defending on Herman Moore.
Hey, do you see what Tom Moore, the offensive coordinator for Detroit, is doing? I really like this. This is good, smart football. What they're doing is they're taking Herman Moore and they're moving him around. And so now you can't match up. And so you take him, instead of being wide right all the time, you put him in a slot, you bring him in motion, you move him around. Now defensively, you have to adjust to that.
The Eagles would have liked Bobby Taylor on Moore.
That's some good stuff out there.
First down on the 18 of the Eagles. They go to the running game, and Barry Sanders, and he is stopped by Troy Vincent, who came over from the Miami Dolphins with a big tackle and a loss of 2.
How good has Troy Vincent been playing? You know, what they're doing with him is what San Francisco did a few years ago with Deion Sanders, where they just take Troy Vincent, they stick him on the receiver, and you say, you know what, you don't exist, cover him. Now, again, what Tom Moore is doing to Troy Vincent is he's not going to let him do that. He's going to move those people around, and they're going to try to get their better receivers away from him.
Right now, Vincent is on Perriman, 2nd and 12. Mitchell has a lot of time, and the pass is caught by Johnny Morton. Only the 2nd catch of the season for Morton, and it should be good enough for another Lion first down. Morton, of course, vocal in not getting passes thrown his way in the first 2 games.
And he really should be. I mean, he's a kid. I mean, this is going to be a breakout year for him. He's there. He's ready. And if he wasn't in this offense, he'd probably be a featured guy. And when you look at 1 catch, that's not good enough.
13th play coming up.
12 plays already gone.
First and goal from the 7. Perriman in motion. Mitchell. And throws it up for grabs, and the pass is intercepted by Bobby Taylor. And that was a botched opportunity for the Detroit Lions.
That was poor by Scott Mitchell. Still comes back to the quarterback. You can't win with bonehead plays like that.
That hurts. Scott Mitchell throwing the interception. Kevin Johnson deflected it into the hands of Bobby Taylor. And now the Eagles, the beneficiaries of their first takeaway of this season, have a first down on the 6-yard line. The Eagles lead 7-0. Rodney Peete passes and completes it to Chris T. Jones. Out to about the 12.
See Bobby Taylor right there? He did a great job, as did all the coverage people. Once you watch Troy Vincent first, you're going to look up top to Perriman, nowhere to go. Then you come down the other side, they're going to try to run a pick, and here's your key right there. See that Bobby Taylor? He gets a nice jam on Herman Moore, and then it was tipped up top. But there was coverage all the way around. The quarterback has got to throw that thing away at that point or eat it. Take the sack.
The audible called by Peete at the line of scrimmage, and the pass is caught for a first down. Chris T. Jones, who comes in as the leading receiver for the Eagles, brings it out to the 27. Gain of 17.
See Scott Mitchell right there, and you know, the ball was tipped. And so at that point you say, okay, maybe he was trying to throw it away. But as he was ready to throw that thing, you could see he started to panic again. You can't do that. Be in control. Go back. Look, just let the thing fly. Don't try to force anything.
The Eagles getting out of trouble to the 28-yard line, and Ricky Waters is upended in the backfield. And right now, for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center.
Dick, a concerted effort to get Kijana Carter involved in the offense, build his confidence. This play here from Jeff Blake gets him involved, sets up a field goal by Doug Pelfrey. Cincy on top of New Orleans by the score 3-0. Back to Dick Stockton, Matt Miller.
Cincinnati has all those weapons, and they're going to be all for naught if they don't straighten out that offensive line. Their offensive line's been atrocious.
That's been the real problem for them. You're right. Second down, 11. Pressure on Peete, and he dumps it off to Ricky Waters. Waters has not been used much as a receiver out of the backfield, but picks up about 6 yards with Henry Thomas downfield making the play.
When you look at this defense of the Detroit Lions, and it's improved over a year ago. And I think where you see is right there. See Henry Thomas, 98, and Luther Ellis, 94. Luther Ellis is a defensive end last year. Played around 275. He's 305 right now, and he's playing better than he ever dreamed about last year. They moved him down to tackle, and he has been very, very productive.
Freddie Solomon, number 84, in the game at wide receiver to the right. Peete loses the ball, and the Lions recover. And it was Luther Ellis who picks up the loose ball, and let's see if they call an incompleted pass. And Peete claiming he was in the motion of throwing.
But he tried to hold that thing up. Now, one of the officials is trying to say that it was. Now they're going to get it to the referee, Austin.
This is a critical first quarter call.
His arm motion did start, but he was trying to stop it.
Arm was going forward. He was bringing the ball back in. It's still a pass till he gets it to his body. 4th down.
So it goes as an incomplete. He was trying to pull it back, but they ruled he was attempting to pass in any event.
Yeah, it could have been a pump fake or whatever. So, yeah, that's a good call by the officials.
So it is 4th down, and the Eagles will kick it away. Tom Hutton will be kicking, and Glenn Milburn is back deep. Milburn has averaged under 8 yards, a punt return thus far this season. High spiral. Milburn from the 20-yard line. And he is hit and dropped by Mark Woodard. So the Lions, who had the ball for 7.5 minutes and lost on a turnover, get it back here.
You know, you're Adam Walker and you're a special teams guy. You know, sometimes on Sunday afternoon you meet the most interesting people on special teams. You run over a ball boy. This is what I like, though. See, he comes right back in and he doesn't stop. And then he gets down and he gets right in on the tackle. Now, I got to tell you something. In the old days, he would have never have gotten off the sideline. Because the old Raider rule was anybody comes into the sideline, you mug him. And you never let him back on.
Didn't even help the ball boy up.
He did say excuse me, though. I think I heard.
I think we read the lips. 4 seconds to go in the first quarter. First down. Barry Sanders is stopped and a loss on the play, and it was William Thomas. And that'll be the last play of the first quarter. We've completed one here at Veterans Stadium, where the Eagles lead the Lions 7-0.
I like that.
2nd and 12 as we start the second quarter. Scott Mitchell trying to get out of danger.
Oh, what a great play.
Fires it to Herman Moore.
Oh!
Away nicely by Bobby Taylor.
Boy, that was some great stuff. I mean, that was great football. That's why this league is what it is. You see what Scott Mitchell did? In that time, Scott Mitchell was a man. I mean, he came out there. Fuller is going to beat Zephros Moss right down here. Comes off the top, beats him, arm under, comes back, gets the arm. Now uses strength. There's Roman Gabriel right there. Gets a little from the end. Now steps and throws down the field. Now watch Bobby Taylor stay with his coverage. This is some good stuff. Look at this. Turn when the receiver turns, knock the thing away.
Against one of the best in the league, Herman Moore, and the pass to Brett Perriman at the 30-yard line and knocked down by William Thomas short of the first down. So the Eagles' defense impressive on that sequence, forcing Detroit to kick it away.
That was all good stuff right there. You can see on the road, right down here, especially the 24 interceptions, only one out of 15, he's won 5. That's not good, and that has to change for Scott Mitchell in his consistency.
And had an interception already in this game. Mark Royals will punt for the Lions. Freddie Solomon back deep for the Eagles. Rare catch called by Solomon and a penalty.
Little bit too early.
Greg Jeffries did not give Solomon room, and a penalty about to be marked off against the Lions.
Now you got to know, and you have to have your timing, and you have to have an awareness. And Jeffries wasn't aware where that ball was. And sometimes you take your shot. I mean, a lot of that is a feel. And he got down there, and it just kind of felt like he should be catching a ball, and he didn't.
And it was a late fair catch signal by Solomon. That might have confused Jeffries. There are 2 flags down.
We have 2 fouls on the kicking team. Ineligible downfield, number 34. That penalty is declined. Interference with an opportunity to make a catch on the kicking team, 15 yards, first down.
That's a big penalty, and you know, like I said, Jeffrey, I can't fault a guy like that. They just got to be more aware is all it comes down to.
Presented by the Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the written consent of the Philadelphia Eagles and the National Football League is strictly prohibited. As planned, Guy McIntyre is in the game now at left guard, and Joe Panos moved to right guard, replacing Lester Holmes. Those guards will rotate throughout the afternoon. This is the plan by Ray Rhodes as the Eagles come out 1st and 10 on their 42, leading the Lions 7-0. And the give is to Ricky Waters, who breaks another one. Ricky Waters, who broke one for 53 yards on the first play of the game, has a 19-yard pickup into Lion territory to the 39. Van Malone brought him down.
Now they're working right on the inside. Michael Brooks, undersized backer. Then they're working on these tackles. You kick over it. Now it's coming straight ahead. Hit the gap right inside. See, he just overran it. Michael Brooks took himself complete. You got to go inside out. He took himself too wide. They could just run where they're not.
And Charlie Garner, who is injured and questionable in his performance, has come in the backfield for the Eagles, and a flag is down. And this may be a penalty against the Philadelphia offense. Charlie Garner injured his knee late in the game against Green Bay Monday.
False start, number 76.
And right now for a McDonald's game break, let's return to JB at our Fox Television Center.
Hey, Dick, Chicago did it on the ground up to this point when Eric Kramer rose, hits rookie Bobby Ingram out of the slot. The Penn Stater with the score. First passing touchdown for Eric Kramer. Bears on top 7-0. Back to Dick Stockton and another Penn Stater, Matt Miller.
Thank you very much. And another Penn State 3-0 start, I might add.
How about a disclaimer on that one? 1st and 15 on the screen pass. Here's Turner out of the backfield for the Eagles. Kevin Turner, who Ray Rhodes said would get a lot more play and is keeping his promise, picks up 15 yards and a first down inside the 30.
You know, when they lost Kevin Turner last year, they lost a big cog in that offense. Because what Turner gives you is he has the good hands like you just saw. He's a tough guy, so he'll stick his face in there, and he'll get just the good short yardage stuff. And he's one of those guys that keeps his mouth shut, shows up every day with his hard hat, his lunch pail, and he just comes to work. And that's what you like on a football player.
He missed 14 games last year with a knee injury. First down, and here is Waters. Waters first stopped by Henry Thomas and then dropped for maybe a gain of a yard.
See, Ricky Waters all week long, you know, I got here on Friday and watched practice. And the first thing I noticed with Waters, you see 86 yards, was every time he carried the football, he had two hands on him. And he was really cognizant of not letting that thing go on the ground. The other thing you got to know with Ricky, don't lose that football. Ricky, don't lose that football. I can sing it. The thing is, he's got Barry Sanders' feet. And he's a big guy, but he got probably the nicest feet of a big guy that I've seen.
2nd down and 9. Peete goes up the middle and completes to Chris T. Jones. And a good gain. Talking about Ricky Waters and his penchant for coughing the ball up, and I want to hear you sing, Ricky, don't lose that fumble before the end of the game. Fumbleitis has plagued number 32 throughout his career. This was against the Redskins in week 1. And a very critical turnover Monday night. That one really hurt the Eagles against the Packers.
Yeah, really. And it's not like you go out there to fumble the football. I mean, he goes out there with the same mindset each week. He plays hard, he's a little flamboyant, but they need Ricky Waters. I mean, he's one of the premier backs in this league.
3rd down and 3. Bart Say in motion, and here comes the blitz up the middle. And on the screen pass, Waters.
Oh, good defense.
A good tackle by Van Malone. That was the second good tackle by Malone.
That was good stuff. I'm going to tell you, one of the hardest things in all of football is open field tackling. And you get Ricky Waters out there, and he's a guy who can make you miss. And Van Malone did everything right. He came from the inside out. You limit what the running back can do or the receiver can do, and you make the tackle. That's good stuff.
Gary Anderson will attempt a field goal. Anderson 1 for 1 so far this year. That was from inside 30 yards. This will be a 39-yard attempt by the veteran, and the kick is good.
Hey, you see that?
One official signaled good, and the other one changed it.
That's exactly right. The official on the right said no, and the official on the left said good.
Anderson rarely misses from that range. Score remains 7-0 Eagles. Back at Veterans Stadium after the missed field goal, the Lions with a first down on the 29. Scott Mitchell has time, being chased by Red Hall, and the pass caught. Herman Moore is knocked out of bounds into Lion territory. That was a real goalpost hugger on the field goal attempt by Anderson.
You know, this ball comes up, and you can see it's just going to go a little bit to the right here. Anderson knew it right away, but the one official on the bottom, he went up for it was good. The other guy gave it was no good, and then they recovered. See afterwards, see this guy started over here. He started to go up, and then this guy gave it to no good right away.
Following the 26-yard gain, here's Barry Sanders off the left side, has some running room, and it goes out of bounds. Chased there by Michael Zordich and Troy Vincent after a gain of 8 yards.
I tell you the other thing, and again, here's another guy that Howie Long talked about in this tough guy list, and here's why. Perriman is not afraid to mix it up. And he's working on Troy Vincent. Heck, he'll throw his face in there. He starts with Vincent, comes back, and he ends up hitting Zordich. That's what I've always liked about Brett Perriman. He will play football when the ball's not even coming to him. Now, he'll complain if he doesn't get it, but he's not afraid to throw his face in there and make a block.
Second down and 2. Flag is down. See if one of the Eagle defenders had jumped.
It's a good hard count by Scott Mitchell.
Busy first half for Jerry Austin.
Offsides on the nose tackle, 5 yards, first down.
The Lions have a first down. They had a 13-play drive in the first quarter that ended with an interception thrown by Scott Mitchell after the Eagles scored on their first possession of the game. 7-0 in favor of Philadelphia.
Look at this Philadelphia defense and Barry Sanders, and you know what? They kind of tailor right for Sanders because they're a defense that can run. They're not real physical at the point.
On the 32-yard line, here's Sanders this time going off the right side, and not much of a gain. And Brian Dawkins with good hustle.
Yeah, but there you see it. I mean, that was a good example. See, Sanders tries to turn the corner, and then because they have good speed, they'll keep pushing that thing to the wide side of the field. Sanders is going to try to turn it going to his right. Zordich runs him, gets him a little deeper, gets him a little wider. Then you have your people coming. Now here comes Dawkins, and he just gets him out of bounds.
Sanders, in first time in his career, has rushed for 100 yards in each of his first 2 games. Has 29 yards on 9 carries. Mitchell is sacked for a loss, and Red Hall got through up the middle.
And a good job. They got pressure up front, but a nice job in the secondary also in taking away that quick stuff. I want you to look down here. They worked all week. You heard Terry Bradshaw talking about this, and the number that they gave was 2.8. Get rid of it in 2.8. That time, he had no shot. I mean, at 2.6, they were already on him. That means your offensive line is not doing the job.
Perriman said, I was tired of hearing that buzzer go off.
Hey, it was driving him nuts.
3rd and 12 after the loss of 4. Draw play. Running right into the defense, William Fuller, and Barry Sanders had no problem there. He's gotten off to a slow start, but
nice
he
job.
can explode at any time.
Nice job by Red Hall, and then William Fuller coming off the corner. And again, that's another example. That time, William Fuller, Red Hall held the point, and Fuller with his speed came right down the line and made the play. That's good team speed for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Their defensive front doing a terrific job in this first half. Jason Hansen with a long field goal attempt. This will be from 50 yards with Mark Royals holding. And Hansen's kick long enough, and the kick is good. So the Lions get on the scoreboard with 7:29 remaining in the first half. The Eagles lead cut now to 7-3. Lions backup quarterback Don Makowski got very little sleep. You see him yawning there, and that's for good reason. His wife Kelly gave birth to their first child, Danielle, at 8:30 a.m. yesterday. Congratulations to the parents.
Yeah, congratulations. Now you're going to learn a lot about yourself because your kids are going to show you all your bad habits.
Are we getting a lecture now?
Hey, I got 2 bad habits sitting right over here.
Jason Hansen's kickoff to Derek Witherspoon, and he very nearly broke it. Hansen was back deep just in case, and Brad Ford made a big tackle for the Lions. A return of 29 for Witherspoon. Trivia question is, which current Philadelphia Eagle scored 8 touchdowns in his career and also had 8 interceptions? We'll have the answer coming up.
I had that answer right away.
You did. And
Thank you very much.
What did you win for that, by the way?
I got a pat in the back and don't let the door hit you on the way out.
7-3 the score. Hansen with his longest field goal of the season, 50 yards, getting the Lions on the scoreboard. But the Eagles have a first down on their 39. Rodney Peete passes to Chris T. Jones, who's hit immediately by Ryan McNeil for a short gain.
Yeah, you heard Terry Bradshaw talking to Brett Perryman, like, do you let your quarterback know? He said, yeah, absolutely, I let him know I want the football. That time they're on the sideline, they're talking back and forth, and I think that's healthy. You see, Mitchell turned around, went right over to Herman Moore and started talking to him as well. You have to be aware of what's going on. A lot of times that talk is saying what's going on in coverage.
Second down and 4. Ricky Waters looking for running room.
All right, I'll tell you what.
And got a lot on his own.
Yeah.
And right now, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center. Jamie?
Hey, Dick, the Bears thought that Robert Smith was soft and could be intimidated. Well, he stepped softly 14 yards to pay dirt to tie it up in Chicago at 7. Let's take it back to Philadelphia. Dick Stockton and Matt Miller.
By Charles Evans.
Yeah, and then if you think that the guy, he can run. I mean, that Robert Smith can get up and go, and if you're going to give up your outside like that, he'll get 100 on you.
Third down and 1. Extra tight end in for the Eagles on the 48. Here comes the blitz, and the Benny Blades makes the stop on Ricky Waters, and they are very close to the first down. See where they spot the ball, and they appear to be short.
That was good football right there.
They're going to measure to see whether they got it. By the way, the Eagles have brought Lester Holmes back in at right guard, so Joe Panos moves back to left guard. There is Lester Holmes, who started the game.
Hey, Benny Blades plays right into what Benny Blades does great. You know, a few years ago, Benny Blades broke his ankle, broke his leg in Detroit. They're short, and that's all because of Blades. And then he really never regained the step that he lost. But what he does have, I mean, he shows up with a bad attitude, and he got a load in his drawers. I mean, he will drop you.
Well, how about this? There's John Gruden and the Eagles with the fourth down and less than a yard. Jim Eddy, the defensive coordinator, and the Eagles on their side of the field will go for it on fourth down. They converted one in the first quarter and eventually scored a touchdown. This is more of a gamble right here. Quarterback sneak, and the Eagles feel they have it, and it is a first down for Philadelphia, so they are 2 for 2 on fourth down conversions in this first half.
And I can't say enough what that says about your team and does for your team in terms of the toughness, the mental part of the game. That all starts with Ray Rhodes.
Let's take a look at the first 3 possessions for the Eagles. Scored a touchdown on an impressive 83-yard drive. Then the punt and the missed field goal by Gary Anderson. They've got good field position, first down at midfield.
Well, what you don't see is any turnover. And that's what they had to beat.
There's the pitch to Kevin Turner, cutting upfield, and Turner picks up a couple. And that's all. Stephen Boyd.
I tell you who's having a rough day out there is Michael Brooks, number 50, their middle linebacker. He has a flag down right now. But Michael Brooks really is a weak side linebacker. He's not a real physical guy. He can run. He's a good tackler.
Holding, number 87 of the offense.
They got Jason Dunn on a hold.
Repeat first down.
That'll be 1st and 20. They'll repeat it. But what Michael Brooks is learning, and he played in New York, but not real effectively, is the middle backer position. And when you're playing inside like that, first of all, you have to have a little more size than what he has. And then you have to be able to take on blocks, and that's where he has to get better and then get off of them. He's also learning a new scheme. Now, he's capable and he'll get better, but right now he's having a rough go.
Reggie Brown, their #1 pick, starting to get back into action. First down and 20. Peete over the middle completes it to Irving Fryer. And Fryer gets about 9 more yards, and pressure knocking down Rodney Peete, principally from Robert Porcher.
Yeah, Porcher got in there, and Luther Ellis put a little bit of pressure. But this is encouraging for Peete because now he feels the pressure. You can see it coming right there. There's Porcher. And he just dumps it off underneath. If you're going to get it, look, don't hit a home run. Just get it back. Throw it underneath. That's good quarterback.
Second down and now 10 from midfield. Say in motion for the Eagles. Peete goes up the middle, tip, and caught. And first down. Concentration that time by Ricky Waters. And Benny Blades defending. Not a tough guy to go against.
And the flag is down. Hey, Blades made the coverage. I mean, made Blades the difference between a good play and a great play.
Roughing the passer. Number 98 of the defense.
And Henry Thomas roughed Rodney Peete on top of it.
See, watch inside. Henry Thomas beats Panos and pulls them down and throws them. They're going to call that. And then at the end, here's the difference between a good play and a great. That's a good play. Knocked it down. The great play would have been the interception. And then that's a nice job of Ricky Waters of concentrating and staying with it and making the catch.
There's a guy who's fumbled lately but showed great concentration to get the reception. And the penalty as well, a first down inside the 25. For the Eagles, who lead 7-3. Waters tries the right side and dives forward for about 2. Michael Brooks on the tackle, and should point out that the Lions did not intend to have Michael Brooks as their middle linebacker, with Reggie Brown, the rookie from Texas A&M, who got hurt in camp.
Well, you know, they're probably better off with Michael Brooks in there than Reggie Brown, because Reggie Brown's head would be swimming. Michael Brooks has been there. I mean, he understands it. He's just got to be a little bit more patient inside. It's tough because you're telling a guy to be aggressive attack, but be patient.
11 of 12 for Rodney Peete. Great percentage at 83 yards.
Smells like Washington first half.
Second down and 8, and here comes the blitz. Antonio London, as Peete gets rid of it and avoids the sack. That was close. London.
That was a great play.
Picked up, yes.
Did you see what Peete did? I want you to watch Peete. And then I want you to watch Antonio London, and he's going to come right inside. And what he does is he times it perfectly. Here he comes. And here's the snap. If Riley McKenzie would have held it a little bit, he was off. Now watch Peete. Peete rolls away, gets the ball, and gets rid of it. Now how he does that is beyond me. But what he does is doesn't panic. Stay with it, feel it, throw it away. That's good stuff. That's the third good stuff we've had today.
Rodney Peete playing an awfully smart game in this first half. Third down and 8 now. Dunn, the rookie tight end, in motion. And going up the middle to Chris T. Jones. He was covered by Greg Jeffries. So the Eagles going for the downs brings up fourth down. And Gary Anderson will come on to try a field goal.
I want you to watch this coverage on Jones. Once you watch Jeffries, now he's going to have, this is called trail coverage. You stay underneath. Now, if that ball is thrown anywhere, it has to come over the top this way. So you stay underneath and you make the ball come over. It has to be a perfect throw. Jeffrey stayed with it, ran with it, and the ball wasn't perfect. Sets up this field goal attempt.
Anderson's first attempt was wide left. This will be a 39-yard attempt for Gary Anderson. And this kick is good. So Anderson's field goal gives the Eagles again a 7-point lead, and with 2:44 remaining in the first half, Philadelphia leads Detroit 10-3. Once again, today's Aflac trivia question: which current Philadelphia Eagle scored 8 touchdowns in his career and also had 8 interceptions? Current Eagle coach Ray Rhodes. Matt had it all the way. Caught 8 TD passes with the Giants, had 8 interceptions in his career with both the Giants and 49ers. Clint Milburn down the sideline, returning the kick, and will give the Lions good field position. Lions trail 10-3. Well, this week on Fox Saturday Baseball, Mike Piazza and the Dodgers take on Ken Caminiti and the Padres in a key battle for the lead in the NL West. Dodgers are up a half a game. It all begins at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central, or 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, as baseball heats up in the final weeks. And the World Series, of course, will be on Fox Sports.
Piazza grew up not far from here in Philadelphia.
That's right.
Yeah.
And hit a home run in the All-Star game here.
MVP guy, I think. Did he win the MVP?
Yes, he did. Well, you're right on top of it.
Yes, sirree. Hey, listen, the Phillies only 30 games out. They have a shot.
The wild card? Or
no, at the cellar.
Scott Mitchell brings out the Lions, who trail 10-3. First down from their 38. 2:36 remaining in the first half. Mitchell's pass to Herman Moore for a minimal gain. Bobby Taylor is there. Each team has all three of their timeouts remaining.
And I talked to Ray Rose after that Monday night loss, and he was upset, and he said, you know, as much as it bothered me, it didn't bother me as much as my youngest daughter, Raven. She said, I came home, and she was in tears, and she said, Dad, I thought you said you were prepared. He said,
that hurts.
He said, I thought I was too. He promised her a victory today.
2nd and 7. Mitchell goes underneath to Johnny Morton and may have enough for the first down, and does, right in midfield. William Thomas was defending, and we're down to the 2-minute warning here in the first half at Veterans Stadium. Scott Mitchell moving the ball around a lot more this week than he did in the first two games.
Yeah, you heard it in our pregame show, and you heard, Ronnie Lott and Howie Long and Terry Bradshaw talking about it. And Brett Perriman said we need to get the ball thrown around more. Different people moving around the field, and he's got that done. They need more of it. But what that does is it keeps your defense off balance.
Barry Sanders, 30 yards on 10 carries. First down from the 49, and the pass thrown underneath to Johnny Morton. And inside the 45-yard line.
The other thing you're seeing right now is what Terry Bradshaw talked about, getting rid of the ball quick, throwing those underneath patterns, that clockwork that they used all week in practice.
Still have 3 timeouts remaining to the Lions. And Mitchell trying to get it to Herman Moore, was double covered downfield. Well, the big play of the game was on the first play from scrimmage when Ricky Waters found an opening up the middle and ran 53 yards to set up the Eagles' touchdown.
And that was just a case of the linebackers overrunning and not being aggressive, and in the case of Waters just having a good vision and getting down there. That gave him 53 yards. He has 91 in the first half. Remember, we said they had to run the football if they wanted effectively, if they wanted to win the game. That's not bad right there.
3rd down and 5. Important play. Here comes the safety blitz, and the pass overthrown brings up 4th down. Don Griffin, the former 49er, and the 3rd cornerback in the extra defensive back alignment, was pressure.
Yeah, that all comes down. They're going to bring Michael Zordich off the corner. They're coming off inside here, and they're going to bring pressure. You see this right there? Griffin comes untouched. And what they're doing in that is they're leaving that right up to the quarterback. He's responsible. And that's got to be a hot read, and it's got to come right out to Morton, and he didn't get it done. Hey, I'll tell you what, they may have gotten the Mamula to jump quick, and that could be a first down.
They needed 5 yards.
False start on the center, number 62.
But against the center,
5 yards. It's still
Glover, Tony Simple, who is the snapper.
Any kind of movement in there, anything. You see a little hand quiver. You see somebody just shake a little bit. These guys are trained to go on any movement. Mamula saw that little movement by Semple, and then boom, he jumped up, and then they called it on the center.
Freddie Solomon is back deep for the Eagles. That was an important defensive sequence for Philadelphia. They still have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. As that ball bounds and goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line, it appears. That was a great kick and a big bounce for Mark Royals and the Lions. Looked like it was going to go in the end zone, Matt.
Yeah, and they did a good job, the Eagles did, Troy Vincent keeping people out of there. But look at that bounce. I mean, you can't draw it up any better than that.
Well, coming up on the Dockers Khakis halftime, JB and Terry will bring you all the scores and highlights from week number 3 of this NFL season. Also, don't miss Fox NFL Sunday's Choice Cuts, featuring the best plays of the NFL from last week. That's all coming up on the Dockers halftime. Eagles are on the 2-yard line with 1:23 remaining in the first half. Not trying anything fancy. That's Kevin Turner getting up to the 5-yard line. A very impressive first half for Rodney Peete, who you remember was a 5th-round pick by the Lions back in '89 out of Southern Cal, and in 5 years started 45 games for them. Lions call a timeout.
I like this call. This is good, and it shows that you have confidence in your defense to be able to hold them down in here. And if you can hold them on these series and get a punt, there's still enough time at 1:15. Say you get the clock back with 50 seconds, you got yourself a shot to go back in. That's a good call.
Wayne Fonts, of course, always under the gun and seems to pull it out in December, January. Struggles early, but he puts it on toward the end.
Yeah, look at that, and then look at this. I mean, what they'd like to do is get this over here and this over here. They would really, actually, they'd like to get rid of this. They'd like to have December, January record up front. They thought that they really had to start fast. And if they could jump up and get some wins, they were going to come together again, and then defensively they would get better, and they'd be strong going into the playoffs.
You heard what Tom Moore told Terry Bradshaw. He said last year we were 0-3. Everyone's complaining we're 1-1 right now. 2nd and 7 from the 5. Again, they keep it on the ground. Ricky Waters.
Henry Thomas inside. That's good stuff. Again, another timeout. Now you set up 3rd down. You have 1 timeout remaining. You're still over a minute to go. You can get a kick out of this, get the ball back around midfield, 40-yard line. You're in great shape.
Interesting how the role of that punt made all the difference in the world. Instead of the Eagles having it on the 20 with 3 timeouts to set up a field goal, now the Lions got the advantage.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's what your kicker gets paid for. And then he should make his kick, shut up, and go over to the sideline like a good kicker should.
You always dog those kickers.
Whenever you can. But no, that's good coaching right there. I mean, that's good stuff. That's the 4th good stuff we've had today.
You know, when you have 4 good stuffs in the first half, you can't argue with that.
Hey, how about, speaking of good stuff, how about Howie Long on that pregame show talking about mauve? What the heck is mauve?
It's a color, M-A-U-V-E.
Is that like in fashion or something?
Something like that.
Defensive linemen should never know about that color. It should be like almost red or something like that.
3rd down and 8 from the 4-yard line.
I got it.
Peete will throw, and the pass is caught short of the first down. Chris T. Jones, and defended by Corey Raymond.
Good defense.
Let's see if there's no. It is a first down. He got enough for the first down, so that foils the Lions' plan.
Yikes! I must have missed it from here. Bad angle on my part. I thought he didn't get it. That's not good defense.
And now the Eagles want a timeout.
They're going to watch Jones working outside, and then just drive the ball. There's the hit. That looks like a healthy spot, doesn't it?
It appeared when Raymond hit him first that they had prevented the first down, but not so. And so now the Eagles with an opportunity. 49 seconds to go in the half. They have 2 timeouts remaining, and they're up to the 12-yard line. New uniforms for the Eagles, new colors and logo with midnight green and black. And this is the first time the Eagles have put together the white jerseys with the white pants. On Monday night they had the white jerseys with their green pants. So this is a first for them today.
How the heck would you notice that? Now is
you noticed linebackers, and I noticed that.
you wouldn't. That's why you knew what mauve was.
Good place.
1st and 10 from the 12. On the draw play, Ricky Waters. And Henry Thomas, a very active and aggressive game at defensive tackle.
Yeah, you have to check if he has a rear end because he's playing it off right now. Henry Thomas always plays hard inside, always does. And he's the key to their defense. You know, watch him, number 98 inside. He usually cocked, and he usually always gets double-teamed. And if you don't double-team him, you have problems. And if you do double-team him, you still have problems. Because what he plays with is a great feel. He probably would have been a great wrestler. Because if he didn't, he should have.
Down to 15 seconds and running. Here is Waters off the left side. And he stopped at the 20-yard line, and that should be the last play of the first half. Benny Blades making the tackle. And the clock runs down. That is the end of the first half with the score. The Eagles 10 and the Lions 3. JB, Terry Howie, and Ronnie Lott will be along from the Fox Television Center with the Dockers Khakis halftime report following these messages from your local Fox station. Quarter here at Veterans Stadium along with Matt Millen. I'm Dick Stockton. The Eagles hold a 10-3 lead over the Lions, and this highlight from the first half is brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, and it's Ricky Waters on the first play of the game.
Yeah, and it's exactly what the Philadelphia Eagles said they had to do. Establish the run, not turn the ball over, get Waters' confidence, and now that makes the offense go. And as soon as your running game gets going and you're the Philadelphia Eagles, then your passing game follows suit. And really, that's what we've seen in the first half. A pretty balanced game, both sides of the football, and I'll expect more of the second half.
Waters got 53 yards on that play, had 100 yards rushing in the first half. Mitchell, shaky early, seemed to settle down as the half wore on.
Yeah, particularly on that interception. I mean, he looked like he had a little bit of a panic. He tried to force something to happen. Look, you don't do that. When things start to go wrong, go back to basics. All else fails, remain calm. And that's what he didn't do. But since that time, he settled down.
One thing we haven't seen is Barry Sanders break one, as the Lions have not been able to establish much of a running game. Sanders held to about 30 yards in the first half. And let's take a look now at the first half statistics.
Well, you know, you talk about that. You can see the rushing yards only 39, but what that means is Barry Sanders is one play away from, 60 yards. And so that's kind of deceptive. Overall, though, the Philadelphia Eagles doing a very good job of containing him. And then what happens there is that when you contain Barry Sanders, then your offense has a big part of it taken away. Now all falls back on Scott Mitchell.
And Matt, taking a look at where Ricky Waters has run so far, he has run mostly up the middle to great success.
Yeah, don't even look at the bottom parts. Look right here. See, it's the middle, and he's gone 8 times inside. And so that means that they're attacking, really running right at Henry Thomas and Luther Ellis, which is considered the strength of that Detroit defense. Kind of surprising.
Waters, who scored an 11-yard touchdown run to cap that first drive, the only TD in the game. Jason Hanson with a 50-yard field goal in the second quarter, his longest of the season. And then Gary Anderson, after missing one, clicked from 39 yards out. Thus the 10-3 score as the Lions get set to receive the second half kickoff. Rodney Peete, with an impressive and very well-run first half, was 12 for 15 and 89 yards.
Well, speaking to John Gruden, the Eagles offensive coordinator, he said they had to do that. They had, it's funny, almost the same MO for both quarterbacks. They had to settle them down, get them into a rhythm, and they were going to do that just by throwing short stuff underneath. And it's been effective for both teams.
Of course, Pete had a sensational game in the playoffs last year against his former club. Tom Hutton kicks off as the second half gets underway. Glenn Milburn returning for the Lions. And he is dragged down. Eagles with good special teams coverage thus far today. Jason Dunn making the tackle, and the Lions will start from the 26.
That being said about all the short passing and confidence and all that stuff, now that was the first half. Now in the second half, you got to do something. And at one point, you're going to have to throw the football down the field and try to create something big.
Barry Sanders looking to change direction, but so far the Eagles have had his number. Mike Mamula, after a short gain by Sanders.
I'll tell you, the other thing that you're seeing, particularly out of this defense of the Eagles, is Troy Vincent and Bobby Taylor playing very, very well in the corners. You can see 100 yards and 31 yards. You can see the difference. Now, they'll keep feeding Sanders, and when you have Waters run like this, they're going to keep on feeding them. But there's the key right now. Those two guys, Taylor and Vincent, are playing very, very well. 2nd and 9. Mitchell gets some pressure and nearly intercepted by Troy Vincent on the pass, not on the mark that time. Intended for Sloan, the tight end. Yeah. When you watch Troy Vincent, you see a couple things. First, you see great feet, you see patience, and then mechanically, he's very good. That time, you'd like to see him get a little bit better jam, but he is an outstanding corner. They paid a lot of money to bring him in here, and he gives you a lot of freedom in your defense.
3rd down and 9. Mitchell pass knocked away, intended for Morton, and Bobby Taylor, who played an impressive, as you mentioned, first half, in his second year from Notre Dame, but a flag is down.
Taylor's one of those guys that you kind of have to stay on.
Number 71 of the offense, illegal formation. Holding. Number 23.
Zephros Moss, the right tackle, who was shaken up and very nearly wasn't in the lineup today.
And they're going to repeat third down because they had offsetting penalties.
Don Griffin holding for the Eagles.
Yeah, see, they were already dogging Zephros Moss for lining up there, so they went off the field. Say the third part, you talked about Vincent and you talked about Taylor, and the third guy who's really going to help them is Don Griffin. And especially in a game like this when you have a 3-receiver set. Griffin's been a starter in this league, and he's invaluable as the nickel corner.
Third down and 9, repeated, and a deep pass downfield intended for Perriman. Good coverage downfield by Troy Vincent. Couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, really, and they had a safety over the top just in case. Troy Vincent is playing very, very well. You're going to work. Now you force him upfield. Now, see, the smart thing about this is, look, up here, see, you're using the sideline as your defender. You use that as your help. And then you run to the inside, and then you notice at the end, when Perriman looked, that's when he looked. That's good stuff. That's the 5th good stuff.
Mark Royals with a good high kick, fine hang time, and Freddie Solomon doesn't get much on the return. Van Malone making the tackle. Here at Veterans Stadium, the Eagles first down on the 30-yard line. Their first possession of the second half. Ricky Waters on the handoff and loses. There's a flag down. Michael Brooks making the tackle. And it's against the Eagles. Jerry Austin.
Holding. Number 78 of the offense. 10 yards. Repeat first down.
He meant 76. It's Barrett Brooks up top. You're going to watch him right up here. He's working on Scroggins. They go with the inside rush. You see that? And he got his inside hand hooked right up top. And that's what they call. Now, anytime you're going to start moving people around as an offensive tackle and you're going man in your pass protection or run blocking, you got to move your feet, not your hands.
Audible by Peete, first and 20. Back at the 20-yard line, Ricky Waters off left tackle. Brings it out to the 25. And right now for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center.
Warren Moon had thrown a pick that was returned for a score. He makes amends here, 29 yards. Take a look at that catch by Jake Reed. That tied it up in Chicago at 14 late in the second. Back to Philly. Dick Stockton, Matt Miller.
Be coming out here for Jake Reed, Matt.
I like Jake Reed as well. There's another guy, big, strong, fast. His best years are coming up.
Second down and 14. Rodney Peete with time drills it, and the pass caught by Irving Fryer. And that'll give the Eagles a first down at the 43. Corey Raymond on the tackle.
Watch the mechanics of Rodney Peete. First thing you see is, look at this, nobody to get to him. Now watch his feet right down here. See that? He can step and throw and follow through. When you have time, your mechanics are right, then you can take your time to find Irvin Fryer. Here's what I like about Fryer. See, he's not afraid to go in there. He knows there's a safety sitting inside there, and Stewart, he's still going to go in there.
Gain of 17. Eagles first down on the 43. The blitz up the middle, and the handoff to Waters. Boy, Waters is playing an aggressive, nonstop, hard to bring down game. He only got a couple of yards, though.
Yeah, but he's that way. I mean, here's the thing. If you close your eyes and you say, okay, Ricky Waters, the first thing you think of is dance and flash and all that baloney he does, you know, stuffing ends, all that crap. But when you really watch Ricky Waters, what you see is great feet. He's tough inside. He's not afraid to run between the tackles. He's got feet, and he's big. See, this is wrong. That 217, that's wrong. He's 235 right now, and he's more equipped to run inside than he's ever been.
And he's held on to the ball today. Second down and 8. Peete up the middle, and the pass caught by Irving Fryer. So they're going to the veteran, and now they're in Lion territory.
Hey, I want to show you something. I like this play. This is a well-conceived play. They're going to go everybody this way. You get your backers flowing with your play action. He's going to fake, come right back. Look at this. Now turn right away and you wait. See how this goes? Look where this opens up. Come right back inside. There's nothing there. You're working on a safety who has to hold. Everything flows. Ball comes right out.
Pryor 3 for 41. Eagles first down on the Lion 41-yard line, and the swing pass to Ricky Waters, and he's close to the sticks. Benny Blades knocks him out of bounds, and a gain of 8.
You know, what you're seeing is what we talked about at the beginning. Rodney Peete throwing everything underneath, having patience, not trying to beat the world by throwing it down the field, just taking his time. Nice rhythm right down the field, short underneath passing.
Henry Thomas on the sidelines right now. It'll be 2nd and 1. Mike Wells, number 95, has replaced him. Pryor in motion. And a first down as Ricky Waters, now with about 110, 112 yards rushing, including a touchdown, moves the sticks for the Eagles.
And you had that big 53-yarder, but then you look past that 53-yarder, there's another 70 yards. And so when you look at that and consistently, and it's early in the third quarter, you have to look at your offensive line. Here's 112. You have to go back to your O-line. And your offensive line is coming off the ball, and they're winning that line of scrimmage battle. Now, if you're the Detroit Lions, you've got to buckle up and start reestablishing the line of scrimmage on Philly's side of the ball.
Ball is on the Lion 28. And the left side of the line.
False start, number 76.
And Barrett Brooks called for his second penalty. False start.
See, the other thing that the Eagles have gotten into in the use of Ricky Waters is exactly what the San Francisco 49ers are lacking right now. The thing that Ricky Waters gives this offense is another receiver. He can catch the ball, and he runs good routes outside, and he can run speed routes. And when you have a guy like that, now he's lined up in the slot. When you have a guy like that, it stretches your defense even more.
That's what he did with the 49ers. Oh, what a 15 and a terrific catch by Pryor. He has become the big receiver, the go-to guy for the Eagles here in the third quarter, and a gain of 8 yards.
Again, the quick stuff inside. When you're going to have this, you have to have an S on your chest. Man, you got to know you're going to get drilled. You see how fast that ball comes out? Work the receiver top side. See how he worked that defensive back? He worked him up here first and then came back inside, knowing that Van Malone is inside. You got to be a tough person to go inside. Pryor is.
2nd and 7. Here is Ricky Waters. And again, Waters gets a couple of extra yards on his own. Luther Ellis brings him down, but the Philadelphia Eagles have unquestionably bounced back. They are a much sharper team in the short week after being demolished in Green Bay, playing very smart football thus far.
And I think a lot of that goes to Ray Rhodes and then this guy here, John Groove. And when your offensive line is run blocking like this, it opens up a plethora of plays. Did I just say that?
I believe you did.
That's that good Penn State education.
I knew you'd say that too. 3rd and 2. Here comes the blitz. Peete screen pass to Waters. First down, Eagles inside the 15. Everything seems to be going right for the Eagles on both sides of the ball. Malone and London bring down Ricky Waters, who's playing a top-flight game today.
Yeah, and this was a good defensive call. I mean, they came with the blitz, and then you're going to go man coverage, and then you have a guy like Waters. If Malone comes, he's got to jump that quicker. So you give a guy like Ricky Waters that much room, he'll dip back inside and pick up the first down.
3 wide receivers for the Eagles, who are on the Lion 14, first down. Here's Waters with good blocking in front. And Waters gets inside the 10-yard line. Van Malone, the strong safety.
Now I want you to watch Joe Panos working inside, the left guard. And then Barrett Brooks. Henry Thomas is getting up slow, but he's not going to come out if he doesn't have to. I want you to watch right inside. Look at this. These guys, along with Raleigh McKenzie, good stuff. Look at this. Take the block inside. Panos outside. Clears the way. And Jason Dunn also. All those guys getting on the guys and keeping on driving.
Greg Jeffries runs off the field, shaken up. Under 7 minutes to go in the third, and the Eagles are threatening, leading by 7. Waters again, flag down, and Ricky Waters gets inside the 5, but there's another penalty.
Henry Thomas right there. Henry Thomas, I think, forcing a holding call. Henry Thomas is backed into a corner. He's hurt right now. He's tired, but he's nonstop.
76 of the offense.
Barrett Brooks called for his third penalty. This was a hold. The first two was a false start violation. And that does not please Ray Rhodes.
Well, remember, Barrett Brooks is not the first guy that they went to. Barrett Brooks came in. He played last year. They brought in Steve Wallace from the 49ers. They thought they could plug him in. He started off the season. They thought he'd be the starter. He played so good he got cut. And then Barrett Brooks has come in and actually has not played poorly. He's just right now had a couple of flags on him.
And the Eagles, after a delay, will call a timeout. The 11th play of the drive will be upcoming when we come back to Philadelphia. NFL on Fox next Sunday. The 49ers and the Panthers, both 2-0, having a bye week this week. Matt and I will be in Charlotte for that one. Those are the early games. In the second half of our doubleheader, the Cowboys and the Bills in Buffalo. And the feature on Troy Aikman in life without Michael Irvin and Jay Novacek with the Dallas Cowboy. Life hasn't been all that bad for Troy. They play Indianapolis later. Second down and 13. Rodney Peete with worlds of time. Throws. Touchdown to Chris T. Jones.
That one's on Jeffries,
who was shaken up moments ago, but Jones with his second touchdown catch of the season.
A lot of time to throw this football again. Then they're working up top, but anytime your offensive line, look at this. Look at how much time you have. All kinds of time. Looks like Barrett Brooks may have gotten away with another one. And then they're sitting outside. Here comes your safety looking for it. Nice catch.
Gary Anderson with the point after is good. And the Eagles in control of this game right now. Now leading by a score of 17-3.
To watch right here. These three are working on these two. This comes down to Jeffries. He's going to start in a double team. He's going to work off, pass him inside. Now you wheel. And now you just face the receiver. Now he turns the second time, loses where the receiver is, and gives up the 6. Now the other guy who gives up the 6 was Chris T. Jones on the other end. He was a happy guy. Ran into the sideline there and flipped the ball to his parents.
Native of Palm Beach, Florida, goes by Chris D. since his days the Miami Hurricanes when there was another Chris Jones on the Hurricane squad. Parents watching him today. The kickoff by Tom Hutton out of bounds, and so the Lions will start from the 40.
So that time they're trying to kick away. Here's Chris T. Jones. Christopher Todd Jones. Did so well. Threw it to his dad.
His father.
And his pop goes up. All kinds of high fives from the group.
How proud is he today?
And if he can play as well as Rodney Peete is today, he'll be Rookie of the Year. Pete's having a great day.
18 of 21 for 160 yards and a touchdown. And no turnovers committed by the Eagles. They came in with 7 in 2 games. Best starting field position for the Lions, their 40-yard line. Trailing now 17-3. Scott Mitchell's pass knocked away, intended for Moore. And defending was William Thomas, and a flag goes down.
Yeah, they may have William Thomas because Thomas was beating up Herman Moore past that 5-yard mark. William Thomas really is kind of like a big DB. He's not a real physical guy, but he can flat out run.
Pass interference, number 51 of the defense. First down.
I thought they caught him. Now Ray Rhodes is going to argue, but you know what? This is a good call by the officials. You know, watch William Thomas. He's going to come in underneath from the underneath coverage on Herman Moore. There's your 5 yards. Now he gets the hand in and keeps pushing. That's a good call.
Well, the Lions get a first down. They're on their 46. 3 wide receivers and Barry Sanders in the backfield. Sanders but the Eagles are there. And once again, Troy Vincent forcing the play from cornerback, and no gain for Sanders, who's picked up only 31 yards thus far.
Yeah, and a good job, again, playing to the strength of the Eagles' defense. They can run. And that time they took William Thomas and they lined him up in the slot and then brought him off the corner. Vincent is there. He's big enough to be physical and make a tackle. And then when you do that, you're inside people running to the football. That's where you see the speed.
They've done a great job against Barry Sanders so far. 2nd and 10. Mitchell. Completion pass to Morton just short of the first down.
But again, that quick release, what they were talking about, getting back, setting, and boom. That does two things. It gives you a little bit. I want you to watch down here. Watch the release time. Remember, the average in the league is 3.0. They were shooting for 2.8. This is perfect, 2.1. This is what they wanted. Now, to offset that, what you have to do is get jams in your receivers and play a little tighter coverage.
3rd down and less than a yard. The quarterback sneak, first down. Scott Mitchell with a first down. The Dallas Cowboys, of course, have instituted that novel play, the quarterback sneak, this week for Troy Aikman.
Big secret.
As Troy Aikman said, it's to have the quarterback, but we no longer have the sneak.
That's right. Ray Roberts going back there a little banged up along with Compton. 76.
5 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter.
Big
down
series.
17-3.
There's a big series right here for Detroit.
Mitchell to the sideline, and he's got Herman Moore. Bobby Taylor covering him on the outside.
Eagles now going a little bit more zone. You watch Bobby Taylor and Herman Moore, and that's a nice little matchup for this plain reason. Bobby Taylor's a big kid. I mean, he's a 6'3" corner. Most of the time, Herman Moore is going against 5'11" to 6-foot guys. But Taylor, as well as 6'3", he's a long guy. Got the long arm, so it's a pretty good matchup. And you have that matchup right now.
2nd and 1. Mitchell with the quick release. Johnny Morton has the first down with the forward progress. Ryan Dawkins.
Yeah, he went down too fast.
And holding on to his left ankle. Lions have had a slew of high ankle sprains in recent years.
Now, I don't know what this is and even what a high ankle sprain is, but I want you to watch at the end. He's about to spin back inside, and he just blows out a tire. Right there, see? Right away. He was about to make and complete that spin inside.
Morton with a big training camp in preseason, hurt. This is the lack of pass distribution to all the weapons. Today it has improved, and Johnny Morton, shaken up, leads the parade with 5 catches and 39 yards, and he's been replaced by Aubrey Matthews.
And I think you have to look at Tom Warren, the offensive coordinator from the Lions. First of all, being aware of it, and then how do you rectify that? You move people around, and you go with the short sets and the quick passes, and then you can get those things accomplished.
First down, Lions on the Eagles 32. And the pass is caught by Herman Moore. A terrific bit of concentration by the all-pro wide receiver, and a first down for the Eagles. Barry Wilburn, the extra safety, and the Lions are inside the 5.
Yeah, and a nice throw by Scott Mitchell. I mean, this one is right in between Zordich and the corner. Watch how he works up top. Dawkins stays with him, he turns it over, and then that's great concentration. But that ball was thrown right where it had to be. A little bit more into the inside, and there would have been a blow-up. Look at this, right there. And then the thing about Zordich, you have to remember, he's a good hitter, but he needs to be a better tackler.
29-yard gain, and you're right, this is a very big sequence for the Lions, who have a first and goal on the Eagle 3. And flags are down, and that may be a penalty against Detroit, as James Willis mixing it up inside.
Before the snap, false start, number 77.
And a false start against Mike Compton, the left guard.
Yeah, but hold on. That was a short yardage situation, goal line short yardage, and Barry Sanders was in.
Wayne Fonts told us yesterday he probably would use Sanders in that situation.
And well, he should.
Remember in week 1 against Minnesota, he brought in Eric Lynch, who was ice cold from the bench, and he fumbled with Sanders on the sideline. So Barry's in there. It'll be first and goal back on the 8. Early interception killed the Lions. Here is Sanders from the 5. Touchdown.
Unbelievable.
There is graphic evidence as to why you want to use perhaps the best running back in football when you got a chance to score close in.
Yeah, and that's what Barry Sanders does. I mean, you know, you see 31 yards, 40 yards, all that stuff, and then when you got to have it, this is what makes a great player great. When you have to have the play, your great players make the plays. Sanders, that's just running with all eyes.
His second touchdown rushing. He had a 54-yard scamper against the Bucs last week. And Jason Hansen on for the extra point. And the kick is good, so the Lions, in a crucial offensive sequence for them with 2:35 remaining in the third quarter, have cut the lead now to 17-10.
Now I want you to watch this. This is, like I said, running with your eyes. And then this is something you don't practice. This is something you can't. You just have it or you don't. And Sanders has it. And then when you have the great vision and you have the feet to match, you can make a play like this. You know, I talked to him yesterday. I said, how the heck do you prepare? Because you can't sit and watch a tape, because you never know what the heck you're going to do. I mean, you're all over the place. He said, you're right. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't practice anymore. And the other thing is, he's back to wearing that shield over his face. When you have a guy with great vision, you have to protect the eyes. And Sanders is so slippery, and he's making all those moves that as a defender, you just kind of grasp for anything. And a lot of times, you're up around the face. And so the Detroit Lions organization said, look, you're wearing that shield again. I don't care if you don't like it, you're going to wear it.
The Eagles getting set to go on offense, and you've got to credit Scott Mitchell for his most impressive drive of the game.
Yeah, remember early they had a great drive, and then he panicked at the end and threw the interception. Now he's settled down, and we got ourselves a good game.
17-10, the Eagles lead with 2:35 remaining in the third quarter. Hansen will kick off for Detroit. Mark Say and Derek Weatherspoon is back, and it's Witherspoon returning for the Eagles, and he brings it out to the 20-yard line. Scott Kolkowski in 2. Well, they've come from different worlds to pursue the same dream. This is the story of what it takes to fight the pressure, face the pain, and survive the program. James Caan stars in the program on Fox Tonight at the Movies. Tonight at 8, 7 Central.
If I was a head coach and I had a team that acted like that, they'd be off my team.
But I'd have him run the band and do the drum.
And that thing's for the birds.
No pun intended. Eagles from the 20-yard line. Pete's pass is caught for a gain of 5 yards by Irving Fryer, who has become the featured attraction for Rodney Peete in the second half.
And they keep going back to that. As long as Corey Raymond is going to play off and give up that inside, they're going to go with the play action way and come back and hit it. And you're putting pressure on your safety. The Eagles felt like they could attack the safeties and take advantage of something. So far, they've done that.
Second down and 5. Under 2 minutes remaining, third quarter. Here's Ricky Waters. And a fine defensive play made by Benny Blades, who was shaken up earlier. And he, as many people will tell you, plays like a linebacker and looked like one there.
Yeah, but did you see at the end, Benny Blades gets up limping. But I want you to watch, after the hit, where Ricky Waters ends up. Here comes Blades come through. Nice job through traffic. There's the hit. Now look, 1, 2, 3. He picked up almost 5 yards. And see, that's what you forget about Waters. He has the power and strength to the tune of 129 yards, and he can do that. Benny Blades, he's a good hitter.
Waters has done that all day, get the extra yards. 3rd and 1, blitz. And the quarterback sneak. It appears the Eagles have enough, and they do.
See that? I don't like that. I don't like right here. See, the official came right in and went first down this way without ever measuring. And as a defender, I always would argue that. At least measure. Let me see what you got. Sometimes it's definitive, and that's fine. But other times, especially when you get on a long drive and you're starting to get tired, you just go, measure it. I want to see it.
He went right in there and signaled first down, so the Eagles on the 31.
And it was probably pretty definitive when it punched him.
On the draw play, Waters picks up about 2 yards. Robert Porcher quickly to the ball. Under a half a minute remaining in the third quarter. The Lions coming back. Each team has scored a touchdown in this quarter. Chris T. Jones on a 17-yard catch from Rodney Peete, and then Barry Sanders went over from 8 yards.
I'll tell you, a guy, when I'm watching here today with this Philadelphia Eagles, as you run down the quarter, is Jason Dunn's been playing himself a good football game.
Rookie in his first start. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Eagles 17, the Lions 10. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages from your local Fox station. Quarter here at Veterans Stadium. Dick Stockton and Matt Millen. The Eagles leading 17-10, and they have the ball first down. They get second down and 8 on the 33. Peete with time to throw. And he's got Chris T. Jones, who caught a touchdown pass. Ryan McNeil on the stop. First down.
Again, the majority of all of Rodney Peete's throws today are all underneath. He's within 15 yards. He's thrown a bunch. He's only thrown 5. He's 3 out of 5 past 15 yards. And that's good. I mean, what that does is it gives you a rhythm, gives you continuity, and more important, it gives you confidence in your passing game. I'll tell you, watching Rodney Peete right now, he's getting protection. He's sitting in there, and he knows where he wants to go with the ball. That time he looked to the left and had the patience to be able to see Jones come across and make a throw.
Ball at the 42 of the Eagles. First down. Here's Ricky Waters. Not for a loss. Corey Raymond penetrating nicely, and a loss of nearly 5 yards.
That's good defense. And they have to, right now, the Detroit Lions have to do that consistently. Corey Raymond, as a corner, when you have your receiver go in motion and crack back inside, you got to fill him right away.
One touchdown lead for the Eagles, who have outgained the Lions 318 yards to 180. Game is a lot closer than the total yardage story. Second and 14. Flag is down. Ball is tipped and intercepted by Tracy Scroggins. Now he's saying no drop. That the pass is ruled incomplete, but remember, a flag went down at the snap.
Right before that ball fell in his hands, I believe it was Guy McIntyre or Panos, one of those two, pushed him right in the chest and got him off balance. I'll tell you what's happening right now, though. The offensive line of the Eagles is giving Peete a lot of time to throw that football.
It'll go.
Pass is ruled incomplete on the field. We have illegal motion. 2 men moving at the same time and not resetting on the offense.
That was a penalty that the Cowboys were guilty of twice against the Bears on the first Monday night of the season.
Yeah, the hand comes through, and that's Antonio London. And then right there, did you see that push? It was Guy McIntyre pushed him.
Well, London got the tip and then wanted to go after the ball.
Yeah, that's a good play by Guy. I mean, the ball's in the air and it's a free ball. Heck, you just push the guy down. No interference can be called inside.
Former member of the 49ers, as is Don Griffin. There you see the Eagles, not only with the big edge and yardage, but in the time of possession as well. Early here in the fourth quarter, Philadelphia in front, 17-10. It'll be second down and a long 19 on the 33. Stepping up, and his pass broken up nicely, intended for Irving Fryer, and that was Stephen Boyd. Stephen Boyd, the linebacker in pass coverage.
Job. And Luther Ellis got some pressure up front. Pete's going to drop. He's going to feel it coming from the backside from Scroggins and then London. So you step up in the pocket, and then Ellis goes with the power move, and he feels that. And then Boyd in his coverage was perfect. You see Luther Ellis, 290. He's bigger than that. Never understood why they list guys lighter than they really are.
He's had a big first 2 games of the season for the Lions in his second year. Third down and 19. Stunt is on. Here's Irving Fryer at the 40 and brought down again by Boyd. So Boyd in pass coverage on 2 straight plays, but well short of the sticks. A gain of 9, and that will bring up fourth down. And Tom Hutton will come in to kick it away. It's John Tierlink, who Normally was. How many shirts does he wear a game?
Heck, he sweats so much he has to change it before the game starts.
Glenn Milburn back deep. And Hutton's kick. Milburn with a chance for the return here. But the Eagles are equal to the task. And that was Mark Woodard. That was a 42-yard kick by Hutton. Here at Veterans Stadium, the Lions have the ball, and Johnny Morton, who went out with a sprained ankle, is back in there for Detroit. Starting from the 26, Barry Sanders turning the corner and gets pushed out of bounds by Troy Vincent after a gain of about 5.
You see Mike Mamula? His jockstrap is laying on about the 25-yard line.
Beg your pardon?
No, I mean, if he had one, he's not wearing one anymore because Sanders left him right in the middle of the field. And I'm looking at it, I can't see it, so somebody lost it. And I'm telling you something, that's going to happen with Sanders. It used to be when he came in the league that everybody dogged you for missing a tackle. Now they praise you for getting back up and getting into the flow of the tackle.
2nd down and 5. Flag down, and that may be against the Lions. Might have had a false start in the middle, but we'll wait from Jerry Austin.
Before the snap, false start, number 71, 5 yards.
That's Zephros Moss, the right tackle.
You know, we talk so much about Scott Mitchell and where he's throwing the football and how quick it's getting out. You can see right there, 7 times past 15, and then the rest underneath 12 times. So the majority of his stuff is coming underneath that 15-yard zone. And again, that's back with the theme, getting back to basics, get rid of the ball quick, try to develop a rhythm.
2nd and 10 on the 26. Mitchell's pass was intended for Brett Perriman.
And it was also rushed. Yeah, the other guy, part of this offense that's really going to be a good football player is right here, number 86, David Sloan. David Sloan is a big kid. He doesn't run the best routes yet, but this kid he's got all-pro kind of potential down the road.
Brett Perriman says he doesn't know how good he's going to be yet.
And he doesn't, and he's very raw, and they also need to use it.
3rd down and 10, crowd on its feet. Looking for an Eagle stop here. Mitchell going downfield to Herman Moore. Incomplete. And once again, this time Bobby Taylor broke it up. The Eagle cornerbacks have had a sensational game.
They really have. Bobby Taylor is running stride for stride. This is big on big. Invite him to the inside. So you hold your outside. Now you run with them. Look at the quarterback all the way. Ball's in the air. Make a play. Actually, that one, I'll tell you, you run with the guy, and the ball has to be thrown perfect. Had the ball been in a little bit more, it was a big catch.
Mark Royals with a high kick. Freddie Solomon looking up in the sun is dragged down at the 36-yard line. Loose ball. Ford, we have a fumble.
Yeah, Ford was in on that tackle, but the official is pointing to the ground.
It was blown dead. And now tempers flare. Eric Lynch comes up with the ball. Lions thought they had a fumble recovery, but it'll be Eagles ball when we come back to Veterans Stadium. Back here in Philadelphia, the Eagles with the ball on their 37. Both teams 1-1. This is the home opener for Philadelphia. And Ricky Waters stopped in his tracks. Boyd with great pass coverage, and this time stopping the run. Want to remind you, next Saturday on Fox, Major League Baseball, the Red Sox and the Yankees, one of the great rivalries of all time. The Yankees lead in the NL East. The Red Sox looking for a wild card berth. Twins and White Sox still in the playoff hunt. And the Saturday late game, the Dodgers and Padres going at it in the National League West. The pregame begins at 3:30 Eastern as Major League Baseball on Fox in the final weeks of the regular season. 2nd down and 10 for Rodney Peete. Screen pass to Kevin Turner. Turner with good yardage. And into Lion territory as he dragged a couple of defenders with him. Finally, Raymond and Blades, but not before the damage was done to the tune of 23 yards.
What a nice call by John Gruden. And he saved this one, had in his back pocket. Now they're starting to pick things up. You're starting to see the backers are getting their drop. He knows he has them in zone. So you give your offensive line a chance to get out there and then just watch the power of Turner at the end. It's a good call.
And the Eagles on the Lion 40, leading 17-10. Peete is tripped up, and that was Robert Porcher who got on the foot in the loss. So right now for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center. JB?
Well, Dick, I tell you, the Patriots took Bill Parcells to heart, saying this is a must-win. Bledsoe, play action, touchdown toss to Curtis Martin. Third touchdown of the afternoon for Martin that ties a franchise record. Patriots on top of the Cardinals, 28-0. Back to Dick Stockton and Matt Miller.
I think Arizona is one of those teams where you get healthy real quick. That's not a good sign. They have some good people defensively, but they're a ways away.
Second down and 15. In motion is Ricky Waters. The pass up the middle to Waters.
That's a mistake.
They got him open, and Waters, wide open, gets down to the 20-yard line.
You cannot take Stephen Boyd, as well as he's been playing today, you can't take Stephen Boyd and put a man-to-man on Ricky Waters. And first of all, Luther Ellis is going to work inside, and he gets himself a pretty good pass rush. But Peete sees the matchup inside right away. And I want you to watch, right? You can't see this right there. You can't take Stephen Boyd and give him a whole field and expect him to beat Ricky Waters. You can't do it. Waters is too good a feet, and he's too shifty and too good a receiver to give the guy a whole field.
Gain of 25 big yards for the Eagles, who are on the Lion 21. Here's Kevin Turner with a flag down. Turner gets to around the 10. Boyd chasing him, but there is a penalty marker down, and it's a holding call against the Eagles.
Tell you what a good job
Holding
Ray Rhodes has done.
Number 83, 10 yards.
Yeah,
Repeat first down.
Ed West got called. But look, I got to tell you something. You look at this team. This is a short week now, remind you. Monday night, they were horrible, and that's a good adjective. And Ray Rhodes came back and schooled these guys and got them ready. But now remember, Detroit is not Green Bay. I understand that. But these guys are playing smart football. Monday night, they were playing stupid football.
They got it together in a hurry. First down and 20 following the penalty. Back on the 31. Pass tipped and incomplete. It was off the hands of Kevin Turner. Clock showing 8 minutes and 41 seconds. And this a important possession for the teams with a one-touchdown lead. The Eagles would like nothing more than to put the Lions in a 10 or 14-point hole with about 6 minutes remaining in the game.
Pete's been having time to throw the football. His offensive line is doing a good job. Panos, Raleigh McKenzie, Guy McIntyre inside, working against those defensive tackles, have done a good job.
Waters again in motion on 2nd and 20. Peete gets rushed, and down he goes. And Antonio London was the first to get there.
Yeah, jailbreak. Well, that time, he went with a quick inside move. Tell you, if you are going to be an effective pass rusher in this league, and you're working against Cooper inside, watch him right here, you have to rush inside. This time, they run a delay, and that's just a small subtlety in the way they rush that passer between Luther Ellis and Antonio London allowed for that sack, because Luther Ellis came off slow and forced the guard to stay up tight, and then London could clear back inside.
Second sack of the game by the Lions, a loss of 9. So the Eagles working backward now. 3rd down and 29. And the pass is caught by Chris T. Jones down the sidelines. And he's out of bounds at the 1-yard line. He did not get in. Very nearly a touchdown on 3rd and 29 for Philadelphia.
Big play. That was huge, and that was Chris T. Jones. They're going to go with the zone. Raymond pushes him back, and that's a mistake. You have 3rd and 19. You don't... 29 rather, I'm sorry. 3rd and 30, basically, that looked like it could have been a touch. This could have been a touchdown right at the end. See if his foot doesn't go out of bounds.
Now the ball was in the right hand.
That was a touchdown.
You're right.
I think that was a touchdown, but that's a mistake by the Detroit defense.
Timeout called by the Eagles, and Ray Rhodes is arguing. He had the ball over the plane, I believe.
And his feet were in. I want you to watch Chris T. Jones and the stiff arm that he's going to give on Van Malone. And this is a thing of beauty right there. Good football. Now watch the end. The ball has to be in the field of play, across the plane. His feet have not gone out of bounds. That's a touchdown, boys.
Instead, it's first and goal from the 1. Rodney Peete with the quarterback sneak. No sign yet. Touchdown. Rodney Peete with the quarterback sneak. And the Eagles with a big touchdown with 7:32 remaining in the fourth quarter.
That was Chris T. Jones on a great effort. And also, you have to look at the Detroit defense for not playing that zone properly. You cannot do that. You have third and basically 30. You give them the room underneath and then make the tackle.
But Chris T. Jones with a 38-yard play, having a career game today against the Lions. Gary Anderson's kick is good, and the Eagles lead now 24-10. Chris T. 8 catches, 105 yards.
Listen to that guy.
The Eagles in command, and Chris T. Jones with his parents Bob and Betty on hand with a big 38-yard play before Rodney Peete's 1-yard quarterback sneak. 6 plays, 63 yards. They're the folks in the stands.
That's Bob T. Jones and Betty
T. Jones, of course. 2-touchdown lead for the Eagles, putting the Lions in dire straits. Glenn Milburn returning for Detroit, and the Lions need a good return. Gary Anderson gets faked out by Milburn, and the Lions get what they wanted from Glenn Milburn, the former Denver Bronco. Mark Woodard making the stop.
Yeah, but the big play on that touchdown was Chris T. Jones. I mean, that's the whole thing right here. And the big thing is, you see, you missed the jam and then the missed tackle, but the missed tackle is because of Jones's great stiff arm.
8 catches, 105 yards, and a touchdown. And here's Milburn's 50-yard kickoff return.
And this is what they said they had to get. They had to get big field position and big plays out of Glenn Milburn. And he gives it to him here.
Lions line up at midfield. 1st and 10, trailing 24-10. Scott Mitchell's pass is caught by Herman Moore. Close to the first down. Bobby Taylor defending. A gain of 9, just short of the sticks.
Now you're down by 14. You're the Detroit Lions. You have to get a score here. And you have to get it relatively quick so that your defense can stop them and you can get the ball back again.
Lions do have all of their timeouts remaining. 2nd and 1 coming up. Barry Sanders dives forward, has the first down and more. Zordich on the play. And of course, you always wonder when you reach the point where Sanders is not the weapon anymore, that you need the receivers.
Yeah, they realize they got to score quick. They're going with the hurry-up offense. And this is a good move.
On the 36-yard line, Mitchell has time. Goes deep, and the pass knocked away. Intended for Herman Moore, and it was Bobby Taylor again. He's having a career game today.
That is a big. Remember last year when Bobby Taylor played against Michael Irvin and he played that well and he was defensive? This is the same kind of game. Now look, there's a lot of time to throw this football. It's over the 3 seconds. I mean, you could read a book back there. And he throws this thing. Now watch this. Ball's in the air. Who's going to make the play? That ball's in the hands, and Taylor played it perfect. Stripped from top to bottom.
2nd and 10. Again, Mitchell with time, and the pass caught by Perriman inside the 10 to the 4-yard line. A big play by Brett Perriman, and the Lions are hurrying up offense. Troy Vincent covering.
This is good. Hey, I'll tell you, Tom Moore is at the top of his game right now.
1st and goal at the 2. And the pass thrown away. It was going for Morton, who was well covered by Brian Dawkins. That was a 35-yard pass to Brett Perriman.
Yeah, and the way it worked was they had the time up front. And then I want you to watch what he does to Troy Vincent. Perriman keeps him to the inside. There's no help inside to get your body between the ball and the defender. And the ball was thrown perfectly, and it sets up now 2nd and 2.
6 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Second and goal, and the pass. No flag, and Bobby Moore defended again by Taylor.
And he's doing it right. At that time, they were going to try to go with a fade stop. That little fade thing, what you do, they'll try to throw it, and then Moore will try to come back. Get your hands on him, you're fine.
Good coaching.
This kid is playing very, very well.
I think Troy Vincent's been a good influence on Taylor.
I think Emmett Thomas has been a good influence on Taylor, because I'm going to tell you why. Emmett Thomas, who should be in the Hall of Fame as a corner, was a big corner. And it's tough to teach a big corner how to play a little game. He plays it because he knows how.
3rd and goal, and the pass. And Dawkins defending against Johnny Morton. And a flag is down, and the penalty.
I think they're going to call a hold.
A hold has been called. The preliminary signal is holding.
Holding number 23 of the defense.
And it's against Troy Vincent. So it's a first down. That's the big thing for the Lions.
That's a big penalty. He's working on top on Brett Perriman. Ooh, I'll tell you why that's a rough call. They were trying to go for a pick. See, Perriman was trying to pick the inside the defender, and Troy Vincent was trying to get a jam at the same time, and they caught him. 1st and goal.
Kevin Waldrop, defensive lineman, is the up blocker, and here's Sanders. Touchdown, Detroit. Barry Sanders.
Hold on. Oh, now the hands are up. Okay.
With his 2nd touchdown of the 2nd half. And this was a score Wayne Fonts and the Lions needed, and they needed it in a hurry.
They had to do it fast. They got it done. Barry Sanders, again, in on short yardage and goal line, which you have to do. Kerwin Waldrop with a nice block right there. Sanders takes it back inside, and there you see the strength. Runs right through the tackle of Michael Zordich and gives him 6.
And Jason Hansen with the point after. With 5:50 remaining in the 4th quarter. Hansen's kick is good. So now the Lions trail 24-17. Sanders has gained 49 yards. Not a big day for him, except he has scored 2 touchdowns.
Well, not a big day to say. Look at Barry Sanders. First, you see all that stuff in his visor right there, all that sweat. It still comes down to the running, the feet, and vision of Sanders. And then you see something which, if you questioned anything, you have to put it to rest. He can run with power when he has to. He'll square up his shoulders, he'll go inside, and he ran through the tackle to get the score.
I tell you what made it all work for the Lions was the 50-yard kickoff return by Glenn Milburn. That really shortens the field for a terrific offensive team.
And then, again, you know, we were talking about the short pass, and you said finally something had to come. Well, that time, you know, Perriman got the 35-yarder down the field, so you had to take your shot.
There's Milburn, who's trying to revive the memories of Mel Gray, who the Lions had for many years and went off to the Houston Oilers. I tell you, though, the Eagles secondary has been tested, and they passed the test for the most part today, and Scott Mitchell bringing the Lions back. 5:50 remaining in the 4th quarter. Kerwin Waldrop came in as the up blocker, but it doesn't look like Barry needs much of that in front of him. Jason Hansen kicking off for the Lions. Derek Witherspoon on the return for the Eagles. Witherspoon barely broke one, but got it to the 30-yard line. Well, next week on Fox NFL Sunday, Troy Aikman discusses the increasing challenge of leading his team back to the Super Bowl, especially recent days without the likes of his main receivers, Jay Novacek and Michael Irvin. Don't miss Fox NFL Sunday. Check local listings for the time in your area. Troy's challenge next week.
They're going to get Michael Irvin back, but the big key there is they got Eric Bjornson at tight end, and he feels comfortable, Troy Aikman does, with Bjornson, and that'll open up their offense when the tight end is a catch.
Ricky Waters from the 30, tackled from behind. Michael Brooks.
And Michael Brooks has been playing inside, and he's trying to find his legs in there. I mean, he's like we said, he's not the biggest guy, and you got to play with aggression, and it's got to be controlled because you have to temper it with patience when you're on the inside.
No gain on that play. Brooks, a longtime member of the Giants.
And the Denver Broncos.
Right, and the Broncos both under Dan Reeves. 2nd and 10. Jimmy Johnson, the second tight end, goes in motion. Rodney Peete with a pass to Chris Jones. That was a bullet pass, and he held on.
I'm going to tell you why it was really nice by Rodney Peete. It's that same play. Play action away, come back and look to the other side. He's going to have the time because here's the key. You want everybody going this way. See how the backer jumped? Now right there, the hesitation, that's the difference. Because what happened, the Detroit Lions read it perfectly, and they sat on it right there with Stephen Boyd. See, he sat on that thing. But because Peete hesitated just a little bit, he let the backer clear, and then the ball came.
This is the most yards Rodney Peete has thrown for since he's become a member of the Eagles. 1st and 10 from the 46. They go to the ground game. Ricky Waters breaks a couple of tackles and again drives the defense. Ron Rice was right there, and a gain of 9 for Ricky Waters.
I'll tell you, Rodney Peete is having himself the best day he's had as a Philadelphia Eagle. You can see last year 270 yards. See what he's doing today, 284. Here's the key: no picks, no turnovers at all. That's the first thing I've noticed. The second thing is, as this game has gone on, Ricky Waters is starting to remind me of Otis Anderson. Same number, the bigger body. He's starting to run with a little bit more power, and again, no turnovers.
Rodney Peete playing his best against his ex-team. And the pitch to Kevin Turner. And Turner close to the first down. Michael Brooks defending.
Did you hear Michael Brooks right before that ball was snapped? Coming this way, Luther, coming this way. That's good stuff, because what that means is they've got a feel for what's going on inside. You're reading all your keys, you're in the flow of the game, and now as a backer, you have to see that stuff and relay all your messages. Your backer should be the quarterback of that defense.
Measuring for the first down here. Ricky Waters with 135 yards rushing on 23 carries. That's the kind of game he likes. He always wants the ball. That's a first down for the Eagles. Chris T. Jones with a career game. 9 catches, 121 yards, and a TD. And the Eagles with 3:27 to go, looking to ice this game right here.
Now, a timeout has been taken by the Detroit Lions.
That's their first timeout of the second half. There's the numbers on Chris T. Jones.
It's funny about Chris T. Jones. There's another kid. When you look at him, young guy, doesn't even know how good he's going to be yet. You can see all the potential. He doesn't understand all the nuances of being a receiver. There are times where his splits will be wrong. There are times when he doesn't work the defensive back enough. And in time, that's going to happen. And that's why a guy like Urban Fryer can help him so much. Because Urban Fryer will teach him how to work a defensive back. Will teach him when you're getting 3 deep and the rotation's going away, how to sit down. All those things which will make Chris T. Jones that much better. But the physical part, you can't beat.
This is a team that had Calvin Williams and Fred Barnett for so many years. Barnett injured in Miami, so they've had a change and upgrade of wide receiver.
They're better this year than they were.
First down, and here is Waters going outside, and Corey Raymond drags him out of bounds after a gain of about 4.
The Detroit Lions want to win this game right now. They've got to stop them right here, because if another first down is taken, you're in field goal territory. This is a series right here at this place in the field position where you have to stop the Philadelphia Eagles and force a punt.
24-17, not nearly the points we had last December. It was the highest scoring postseason game in league history. 58-37 with the Eagles beating the Lions. Second down, 7 on the 41 of Detroit. Waters in motion, the blitz, and the pitch going left is Kevin Turner. And Turner using the clock nicely, just a yard short of the first down.
They'll set up a big third down.
But the way the Eagles are running the ball, Turner finally getting up, and one of the Lions may be shaken up, is that they are using the ball control strategy to perfection here.
Benny Blade's getting up slow. I'm going to tell you, a very aggressive game being called right now by Jim Eddy, the defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. He's pulling the trigger a couple times. He's been sending Antonio London on blitzes to the inside. When you do that, you have a back like Ricky Waters, Kevin Turner. They're going to have the vision to bounce that thing outside, so it puts pressure on your force.
Timeout by the Lions. They have one left.
This is a big down right here. Big down. You hold them here, and they would have to try at least a 53 or 52-yard field goal.
3rd and 1. We've seen Rodney Peete with the quarterback sneak in this instance. The Eagles are perfect in 4th down conversions today. 3rd and 1. First down for Ricky Waters.
That was Ricky Waters. Did you see what they did? Again, they sent Antonio London on a blitz inside. And Waters sees that, and he's not losing the football today, and he just bounces it back outside. I want you to watch right here. 55 is going to come back inside and try to take this game away. Waters will see it and then bounce. Come inside, you get your guard outside. A nice job of play calling by John Gruden, anticipating the inside blitzes. He's called himself a good football game today.
Lions, 1 timeout left, and the Eagles not likely to try anything fancy from here on in. Waters gets to the 29-yard line. The Lions will use their last timeout. Detroit out of timeouts, trailing 24-17. 2:27.
2:27. You stop it here. You get the 2-minute warning, so it'll stop again. All those things being played out right now. Another first down.
And that should do it.
Yeah, I mean, and they're in solid field goal position. I mean, they would kick themselves under a 50-yard field goal from here.
Ricky Waters, highest rushing yards as a member of the Eagles, 144 yards. Total yards, 201. And while we have a moment, I want to tell you that today's game is being produced by Richie Zients and directed by Artie Kempner. Studio was produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. And the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. The Eagles coming off on a short week after committing early turnovers, demolished by the Packers, leading 24-17 and in control of this game. Ricky Waters dives for another first down. And that may seal the Lions' doom. Van Malone on the tackle.
What's been most impressive about Ricky Waters as he goes over the 150-yard mark is, remember, he got 53 yards on 1 carry. And then the rest of the day, he's just been workmanlike. He's been picking up 6 and 7 and 4 and 10, and he's got over 150.
Yeah, he set the tone today. Our 2-minute warning. We'll be right back. For next Sunday in the NFL on Fox, Jerry Rice and the 49ers go to Ericsson Stadium to take on the Panthers, a battle of 2 2-0 teams. Packers and Vikings, Giants and Jets in a neighborhood game in the early contest, and most of you in the second half of a doubleheader, the Cowboys and the Bills. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, and the Lions out of timeouts, and the Eagles feel that they have enough, of course, 24-17.
He's going to let this thing run through.
Last year,
30-second clock. This one's history.
Now, we were in Oakland when the Raiders destroyed the Eagles 48-17 in Week 4. It was a similar kind of loss to what the Eagles faced Monday night, and they bounced back, won 4 in a row, 7 of their last 8. This is a bounce-back game today.
And I think that goes back to Ray Rhodes and getting toughness and getting back to basics. And John Gruden and Emmett Thomas, both of them called good games. Emmett Thomas and his corners played very well. But in looking at the Detroit Lions, one thing has become obvious to me. They went back to basics. They went back to throwing the ball underneath. And you want to know something? They lost their explosiveness. They need to also push the ball down the field.
Want to remind you, coming up, the post-game report, scores around the NFL. Lions will be home next Sunday against the Chicago Bears. That game will be seen by many of you on Fox, while the Eagles will travel to Atlanta to go indoors against the Falcons next Sunday night. Under a minute to play. This is a reverberating bounce-back game for the Philadelphia Eagles, and Rodney Peete under the possibility that Ty Detmer might come into the picture, equal to the task. Taylor and Vincent, the two corners, were outstanding, and the most yards rushing by an Eagle since '85. Ricky Waters, 153 yards.
Good game all the way around. They couldn't have written a better script.
Barry Sanders scored 2 touchdowns in a losing cause. So the Philadelphia Eagles will go 2-1 on the season, and the Detroit Lions will drop to 1-2. And that'll take care of it. The Eagles defeat the Lions 24-17. For Matt Millen, I'm Dick Stockton saying so long. When we come back, it'll be the post-game show with scores and highlights right here on Fox.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Turner Sports.